So I'd like to continue our discussion from yesterday, talking a little bit about how we can get our spreadsheets to do some work for us. How can we get our spreadsheets to perform some calculations so that we don't have to do it manually with a calculator, what have you? So here's kind of where we left off with our cafeteria sales spreadsheet. We were illustrating first that your spreadsheet could be a place where you do all the math and then you just type in the the total that you find, but that's a lot of work, and some of you realize that's going to take a long time and a lot of going back and forth between your computer and your calculator. So we said this maybe not a great idea. And then we started to realize that your computer can do math for you, right? And we started by saying, if you want the computer to do math, just type equals and then start to write the equation. So here we did equals 3 plus 5. Once you hit enter, the spreadsheet will show you the results of the formula you just wrote. Okay, so you don't see the math you did; you just see the result of it. If you want to see the math that got you to that 8, we said if you click on the cell where the formula was written and then look up here to the formula bar, you will see that it does in fact show you equals 3 plus 5. So that 8 that got calculated here is not an 8 that was written there by hand. It is an 8 that was actually calculated by the computer. Okay. And so there we can see in the formula bar 24 minus 12. That's how we got this 12 over here, is because of that. All right. So if we wanted to calculate now this total, right? If we wanted to calculate the total for hamburgers, we could then, by using a formula, could do this. Right? Don't go to your calculator. Start with equals 500 plus 160 plus 185 plus 290 plus 250. There you go. We'll actually get our real total there by letting it do the math. Great. Right. Again, if you want to start an equation, start with an equal sign and then type out the math you'd like it to do. Right. And we could do equals 90 plus 115 plus 135 plus 187 plus 99. There's your answer there for chicken tenders. And then 200 plus 250 plus 350 250 plus 500 gets you that. And we could continue to keep going here and do that on and on and on. Okay. Now, I have another question for you. I just realized that when they told us about the hamburger totals in the cafeteria, someone sent us the wrong numbers. Not the right numbers. This Thursday total was not supposed to be 290. It was supposed to be 315. Right? 315 hamburgers sold on Thursday. So I'm going to change that. Now, hopefully you looked at that spreadsheet and said, but you changed it to 315, but the total didn't change. And there's a good reason for that, right? Because we wrote in here, we wrote an equation equals 500 plus 160 plus 185 plus 290 plus 250. We wrote into that equation the 290. Okay. By the way, if you have a formula here in a cell, right, and you would like to edit that formula, if you want to make a change to it, we have two options. You can first click on the cell where you want to make the change, and then you can come up here to the formula bar and type in the change you want to see up there and hit enter, and it can change it. That's one way of doing it. The other way you can change that formula is if instead of coming up here to the formula bar, if you just double click on the cell, it will now bring it back to like being edited. And now you see the blinking cursor up here. So now you can actually come in here and now I can like highlight this like I normally would and add in my 315 from Thursday. And now my formula has updated itself. Okay. Does anyone think that's not a great idea? I'm not in love with it. When I see that, I say, you know, so let me get this straight. Anytime I change a number on my spreadsheet, let's say that this 315, let me just shade that so we can have that in our mind. So this 315 number, right? What if we somehow calculated all sorts of other things that were also based on that 315? And let's say I had other formulas in some of these cells, right? I had formulas over here and a formula over here and a formula over here, right? That actually used, all of them used the 315. I would now have to hunt around my spreadsheet to find all the places where I use 315 and go in here and manually change the formulas in each one of them. I don't know about you, but that seems like torture. I do not want to do that at all. All right. So again, there's got to be a better way to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing math like this. I do it all the time, and sometimes I'll do it just on the quick and the easy. I'm just trying to put a couple of things together, open up a spreadsheet, and start typing equals and start typing my formula. But I would probably suggest for this particular case, this is not the best way to do this. All right? Here's what I'd like to suggest.